Turn the mic on. Truth in the building. No filters. No politics. No apologies. Dr. Ken, let's go. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fade. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes when the truth don't speak. Got the Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Came from the bottom where survival was a law. Learn real quick what respect really costs. Everybody got opinions from afar, but they ain't never had to carry those scars. Built from pressure, discipline, pain. Some lose focus, some lose aim. Some sell souls just to chase that fame. I build my brick by brick, no shame. See the world get weak when it need a moment. Too many followers pretending they friends. Too many loudmouths scared to defend any real conviction when the pressure set in. But I stand on business, stand on code, stand on truth when the lies explode. Some fold up when the road gets cold. Some become legends when the story gets told. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground breaks. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes when the truth don't speak. Dr. Ken is on.
Truth don't sleep.
Frank Candid, straight to the point. If nobody else gon' say it, I will. Yeah. Mic check, truth coming live again. Built for the storm, I don't hide from when. Everybody tough when the lights are bright. Different story when it's dark outside at 10. I done seen pride make kings collapse. Seen weak minds get trapped in traps. Seen good people never fight back. Seen fake leaders disappear too fast. So I speak for the workers, speak for the tired, speak for the people still trying to climb higher. Speak for the ones still building through fire, trying to lead this world better than prior. And if the truth hurt, let it hurt a little. Growth don't happen staying safe in the middle. Either build your life or become a riddle. Either move the crowd or get played like fiddle. We don't quit till the whole thing shake. Truth hit hard, make the whole world wait. Real talk loud when the system fades. Stand tall, even when the whole ground break. No fear, no foe, no retreat. Pressure make diamonds when the fire meet heat. All gas, no brakes when the truth gon' speak. Dr. Ken in the booth.
Truth don't sleep.
Dr. Ken's truth. Frank Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Dr. Ken's truth. Frank Candid.
Straight to the point, to the point.
Good afternoon and welcome. Can you even see me? It's so bright behind me. I can't see myself. I need to lean out in the sun, like right here. But I'm not going to do that because it's hot out there. And I have a cap, but I don't know if I'm doing it. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Dr. Ken Harris. Thank you for joining us here at Dr. Ken's Truth. It is a beautiful day, sunny, birds twerping. Not twerking, but twerping. And I think we got some great things to talk about today. Did anybody see the debate last night? Oh, interesting. We'll jump on that. We will definitely jump on what's going on in the debate. But, of course, I got to get to the YouTube chat. By the way, I want to remind you I'm here every Monday through Thursday at 4 Central Time. Dr. Ken's swag.printify.me is how you support the show. Just throw in, buy a cup, buy a shirt. I'm doing more designing than anything. Designing a hat, all sorts of things. I don't know what to put on the hat, though. Did I put Dr. Ken's Truth? Do I put Frank Candid, straight to the point? Do I put OGDK? I don't know. I might do all of them. I'm just feeling that kind of way. But it's a beautiful day. So Kwanda hit the YouTube chat early and often. I just wanted to cough because I haven't had any water today. I need to Drink some more water. Is Chance on here? Sir Chance? No, he's not here. So we're gonna pretend like he's not here. So hey, what's up, Quanda? What's up, Study Hall? The monitor is in full effect going on here. So Quanda picked up on my title, and she'll find out a little later. So we had a little bit of a back and forth, and she told me what she picked and why, and we'll see. We shall see. And then she told me why she chose what she chose, and now she's going through her. This is why I chose this, and this is why I chose that. We'll see. We'll see if you agree. If you agree later, that's fine. If you don't agree, we got to fight about it. She said her choice isn't about denying the other. It's about deciding which one has authority. I think, anyway, I'm not going to get into that right now. Hey, what's up, Sincere? Okay, I'm going to just jump into this, and we just going to dive into it because we done already started talking about it. Hey, what's up, SE? Sincere, SE. Who else is here? Who else is here? Todd, what's going on? Yeah, we watching the Brewers. I got them out the corner of my eye right there. They're not doing too well right now, but we shall see. And then they start talking to each other and pretend like I'm not here. Hey, what's up, Lucretia? What up, dude? Sir Chance made it today. I'm going to see if not really a city girl rolls through. See if she going to do it. Hey, what's up, Babar? He said, I know exactly where you are. Where am I? Put it in the chat. Everybody else in the chat know where I'm at except you. Hey, dude, your shirt. What about my shirt? What about my shirt? Y'all beefing about my shirt already? Really? So if you're listening on Spotify, you can turn on the video and see. Like, what? What? It's just a shirt. I like it. It's nice. It got a slight wind, slight breeze. He said he know where I'm at, but he don't know where I'm at. Because he keeps saying it, but he never tells me. You have a chat right here on YouTube. All of the world would hear me say you are right by virtue of me saying it. So I'm just saying. Thank you, Sir Chance. Nice shirt. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. See, it is a pretty nice shirt, isn't it? I'm not one to wear these kind of colors, these pastel colors, but you know, I was feeling that way today, so I thought I'd throw it on. And really, how you feel is a lot about what we're going to be touching on today. Of course, we're going to dive into the debate, and I got a poll on all that, so we'll get to that a little later. And really, when we think about the debate, we heard from the candidates about what they'll do. And I think, let me adjust my screen. And what I think are the actions of people really dictate who they are. That's just me. But it's more. I think most people think actions define us, and they do. But I believe that's entirely true. I don't know. I've been struggling with it because I agree actions speak louder than words. They speak louder than anything you say. I believe our emotions drive our actions, and if you can identify the emotion behind a decision, you'll better understand yourself and the people around you. So when people start acting up or start doing things, you got to ask, is it one of these three things? I've come to believe that nearly every single emotional response, which is pretty much every time we respond to something is emotional, can be traced back to one of three powerful motivators: love, hate, and fear. Now, Kwanda's already been jacking me in the YouTube chat. By the way, if you want to do it, you can just go to @DrKen's Truth and subscribe, follow, and get a notification every time I'm here. So it's one of them: love, hate, or fear. Three emotions, one outcome. They all move us to act in everything we do. A person can work two jobs because they love their family and want to provide a better life. They can work just as hard because they hate being poor. Doesn't mean overlooked or disrespected, right? Some of y'all can work tirelessly because you're scared of failure, you're scared of insecurity, you're scared of ending up like somebody you knew when you grew up. I had that. I looked at people and I said, wow, I never want to end up like that. Same action, but different motivation. So think of it like this. A police officer may run toward danger because he loves his community or her community, hatred for injustice, and fear that some innocent person will get hurt. All three of those rolled into one. A student like Kwanda might earn straight A's because they love learning, because they hate losing, or because they fear disappointing their parents or someone. A business owner like Todd might build a successful company because they love creating opportunities, but they hate working for somebody else, or they fear financial instability, like retirement. I'm just saying. From the outside, all three of these people might appear equally successful, but what drives them makes all the difference. So think about this. Kwanda said love is the most important thing, and it wraps around, and I'm paraphrasing, and I may not say it right, but basically she said love is it. Love can help you build something meaningful. Love can actually cause you to kill somebody, right? Hate can either drive you. I hate working at this job, so I'm gonna work as hard as I can and search and update my resume and keep moving and moving and moving until I find the job that I want. Or I can hate somebody to the point where it consumes me. Fear can make you insolent, or it can make you impulsive. You can get scared and do stupid, crazy things. How many people have been scared of somebody running and run into traffic and get hit by a car? That doesn't mean hate, fear, and love never produce positive outcomes. They can. Fear can help keep you alive. Hatred of injustice has fueled entire movements. That's why we had the civil rights movement. But if those emotions remain your permanent fuel source, eventually you'll get tired and get burned out. You can only love so much. You can only hate so much. You can only be scared so much. Love produces discipline without resentment. It produces sacrifice without bitterness. It can also produce and encourage even when there's fear. The challenge is that we often judge people by what they do instead of asking why they did it. And I guess maybe the important question is one we should ask ourselves. Why did I say that? Why did I make that decision? Why did I react that way? Why was I motivated by love? Was I motivated by hate or fear? Because motivation often determines the destination. And so here's a practical exercise. So next time you're in an argument, you couples, making a major decision, anybody, responding to criticism, all of us, don't ask yourself who's right. Don't ask yourself that first. Ask yourself, what's driving me right now? You might discover that changing your motivation changes your outcome. Check yourself. How am I responding? Is it because of fear, because of love, or because of hate? Which one? No matter what the motivation is, think of your best response and your worst response to a situation. Because in the end, you have to ask yourself, because all the questions come down to the same thing. Was it love? Was it hate? Or was it fear? And this one's for Kwanda. That's why I said it. Pick one. He's back. Hey, what's going on? I'm Dr. Ken Harris. So I had to take a little extra time to put in the YouTube poll, and the poll is who won the debate. And we got Crowley, Barnes, Hong, and Brennan. We know Kelda Royce is not going to win anything. She's at like 1% or under 1%. So I didn't put her name in. I didn't even add her name. I just decided to just skip it and put the 4 in there. So is it Brennan? Is it Barnes, Crowley, or Hong? Take your pick. Take your pick. And remember, if you want to support me, you can go to drkenswag.printify.me. So let me go through this. I saw Quanda's reaction already. So let me go through this and see. Quanda said, love doesn't cancel fear. It gives me the courage to move despite it. Love doesn't pretend. Hate doesn't exist. It chooses not to be governed by it. I think you're making too many choices when all 3 of them exist at the same time. Then she said, my choice isn't about denying the other emotions. It's about deciding which one has authority over my life. Well, they all do. All 3 of them have authority over your life. Sincere said, pick one, but be careful if what you wish for now, one cancels the other 2. What the hell? Nah, I think both of y'all wrong. Quanda went on to say, first, if you pick one to ask me, does it have to be one or the other? ADHD, a boomer moment, or just petty Freddy, contrarian? Dr. Ken makes simple things difficult. No, that's because you're not old enough, girl. Stop. As he said, it's early up in here, Dr. Ken, Quanda, and SRRR. Then they start talking to each other and blah, 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 blah. So who was it? Yeah, I said that person was here. Somebody else joined too, Babar, Sir Chance. Started talking about my shirt. Quanda said he said it was nice in his first comment, but of course, you got defensive about what your shirt instead of finish reading the entire comment. I didn't get defensive. Stop it. See, here's what people do. People hear what you say, and they might become defensive. Therefore, they think you're being defensive when you respond. When in fact, hey, Quanda, you're wrong. So there. Told her. Todd's like, you know it. I'm erasing Todd too. SRRR said love is above all. It's not. It's not. They all coexist at the same time. Each of them can cause you to respond. Remove love, hate, and fear, and look at the fact that you're responding emotionally and figure out which one it is. Then you can do something about it. You go to work every day for fear of getting thrown out of your apartment and living on the street. That's fear. Especially because you may not love to go to work, but you have to go to work. All 3 exist at the same time. You just need to figure out which one is driving you at the time so you can act accordingly. You might need to change. You might need to pick some other emotion, or you need to control it so that you don't go overboard. Sometimes you love people so much, so hard that you do really dumb things. Sometimes you hate people and do the same different dumb things, same or different. Or you might be scared and pretend like you love somebody when you really don't. So each of them. Todd said, what about self-esteem? Self-esteem. Let me think about that. Self-esteem. I put self-esteem up there with ego. It exists in everything, but with self-esteem comes self-awareness. And if you're not self-aware, none of this works. Good question. Sir John said, yep, you're right. I did compliment him in my first text. It's just that he's so doggone lackadaisical when it comes to thoroughly reviewing stuff in the chat. He tends to have chicken head fever. Let me see if you're right about that. Let me think about that. Let me think.
Chicken head.
Yes, I am. I admit it. I'm a chicken head when it comes to it. Okay. Babar say you somewhere in Wisconsin. Really? Wow. Anyway. Quanta said, I agree that all three emotions can exist in the same situation. Not the same situation, but in this one takes precedent. How you respond, your initial response. Let me think. Somebody does something that you don't like. You hate it, but your response is nice and congenial because you love that person. Love is causing you to not respond in the way that you actually should. Okay. The question isn't whether they exist, it's which one ultimately influences my decision. I don't study because I love studying. Exactly. But why do you study? That's a question you can answer. I study because I love what disciplined study allows me to achieve. Love, okay? My dislike or hatred of studying doesn't stop me. My fear of disappointment doesn't control me. Love for my goal is what keeps me going. Right. Until something makes you scared. I mean, you can twist it how you want. That's fine. But that's you. As he said, where's the option to say that no one won the debate? I can only pick 4. And I had to leave Roy's out because she was last. So I only got 4. So then put it in the chat. You tell me in the YouTube chat who won the debate. And SC, you get to say no one. She said, poll question. I don't care. See? Oh, she's just mean. So you hate voting? Or do you hate the people running? Or do you hate answering polls? Oh, wow. Quanda called me a chicken head and agreed with Sir Charles. As he said, also shame on Barnes' campaign for coming for David Crowley's hype over the debate. See, here's what I didn't like about the debate. Barnes could have picked on anybody on that stage. They should have all gone after Hong because she's the leader. They were so nice to each other, it sounded stupid. If you were listening to Sherwin last night, he had a debate watch. It was, he was on point. That was the worst debate I've ever seen. Maybe the second worst debate. Presidential debate that was here in Milwaukee I was sitting in the second row. That Republican presidential debate was, yeah. Anyway, it was just bizarre. It was the most boring debate I'd ever seen in my life. Why they went a little after 8:00, I don't know. The questions were bad. Their responses were bad. They were so nice. Oh, I want to be liked so much. I'm just going to be so nice. Nobody went. And then he waited till the last minute. And then Barnes started going off. Well, he should have did that in the beginning. Number one. Number two, only the black people had ties on. So somebody knows something that nobody else has. If I were Crowley, I would have wore a blue tie, even though red is a power tie. People don't pick that up in this. This generation doesn't pick up power ties like that. So I don't really understand what it was. That was the worst. They pretty much kept the camera off Crowley, kept it at an angle where it was mostly for Barnes. They were lined up by height. It was just bizarre. It was just, I would have had to pick for positioning. Like I would have had them go through, pull a number, and that's how you line up. And that way it would have been totally random. But they didn't do that. It was just boring as all get out. I could have watched paint dry. Anyway, y'all see the sign coming in, right? SC said also, let me see, I read that already. SC, Babar said, so where you get information from? What information? Hey, what's up, Jasmine? JJW, what's going on? Sorry I'm late. Hey. Mandela official campaign account tweeted about Daryl Crowley needing a step stool. He's only mad because the governor supported David Crowley and not him. They just crying about that. Robert, how are you? Good to see you. Yeah, I've been doing pretty well. Then everybody started talking to each other and blah, blah, blah. So yesterday's debate could have been a lot better. Yeah, it could have been a lot better, but that's what you get with the Democratic Party. You get nonsense. You get buffoonery. You get boring. Quanda said, I don't care. I think she's talking about the debate. She said she didn't care about the poll because I'm not there, so it really doesn't apply to me or for me. You can still care. Gee, don't you care about how people here are treated? You don't care? You don't care about us? Oh. Lucretia said, I've seen better debates in the chat. That's true. JJW said Hollywood staging. Yeah. I don't even think it was Hollywood staging, though. It was terrible. That was an absolute terrible debate. And it was boring as all get out. Boring. Absolutely boring. So I see y'all not going to let me get back to love, hate, and fear. But I don't understand. What is it about love, hate, and fear that causes people to act the way they act? So if you could apply that to the actions of the debaters last night, which one would you apply? It couldn't have been love, because they didn't act like they loved the state of Wisconsin and they'd love to be the governor. It couldn't have been fear, because the only thing they could have ever been scared of is to lose the nomination. And I think some of them are going to run as independents anyway. Whether they lose or win, they may run as an independent. I thought it was terrible that Francesca Hong didn't stand her ground when she's a member of the Democratic Socialist Party and then denounced it. She said she didn't agree with everything. Well, we'll talk about it in my top 5 before 5, but I think it had a little bit of an impact. I'm just saying. Let me go back to this YouTube chat to see if y'all hollering at me and screaming at me. Jasmine, JJW said love, hate, and fear. I'm going to say money. Ugh. The love of money, the hate of money, or the fear of not having money? Which one is it? What did Todd say? Todd said, get him, Kwanda. Yeah, I'm going to block Todd, too. I'm blocking Todd, too. I'm blocking all y'all. Everybody that disagrees with me. Why? Because I'm driven by hatred. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know, speaking of kidding, have y'all been watching the news about Whitefish Bay? There's a story that came out. I think it's more like white folks beef.
Number 5.
So, yeah, there's a landlord-tenant dispute, and they've been calling the police in Whitefish Bay, believe it or not. A dispute between a pottery studio and a barber shop, kind of weird, in Whitefish Bay, resulted in over 54 police calls in over 2 years, and the property was declared a public nuisance by police, a designation the landlord is challenging in court, and the conflict involves multiple court cases, a restraining order, and disputes over utilities and harassment and lease terms. For nearly 2 years, Colleen Meyer, who runs Art of Clay since 2023, has argued in circuit court that her landlord, David Haas, and his son, Donovan, who both run Haas's Hair Emporium, have overcharged her for utilities, harassed her, damaged her equipment, unlawfully blocked her out of the building on the southeast corner of East Henry Clay Street in North Hollywood, according to court records. In the May interview with the Journal Sentinel, Meyer says she still wants to operate her business there and restore the vibrant community her pottery studio built. So her pottery studio built a vibrant community. Okay. She views her legal battle as a fight for her rights against the vulnerabilities that small business owners often face. Of course, Haas's attorneys declined to comment, saying they would prefer not to try this case in the press. But I guess it just goes to show you that, well, white folks, they beef too. And I got to say it again. I know some of y'all hate it, but I got to give kudos to the circuit court system.
Number 4.
A repeat offender, believe it or not. Milwaukee man was convicted of repeatedly sexually assaulting 2 girls for years, at times holding one of the victims against her will, trafficking the other victim to be sexually assaulted by others. He'll spend the rest of his life in prison. I only have one response to that. I'm sorry, but he should be in jail. Last year, Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office charged 64-year-old David Boyd with repeated sexual assault of a child, 2 counts, physical abuse of a child, trafficking of a child, and false imprisonment. Jury found him guilty. All 5 counts, 5-day trial, ended in May. This is from Fox 6 Now. And Laura Crivello sentenced him to 115 years in prison, 61 years of extended supervision, basically giving him a life sentence. Now, I'm not going to go through the story because the story sickens me, but all I can say is I am happy, so very happy, that man will never be on the street. A few weeks ago, we were talking about Act 10, and believe it or not, it's still in effect.
Number 3.
From the Associated Press, there's a story that talks about Wisconsin Appeals Court on today, believe it or not. Ooh, I'm talking too fast. On today, restored a 2011 anti-union law that abolished collective bargaining rights in a setback for unions and public workers. Unions are expected to appeal. It'll send the case to the liberal justices on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. 2024 ruling struck down the law as unconstitutional, had been on hold pending appeal. So today's reversal does not change the status quo. The law remains in effect, as it has been for the past 15 years, as the legal fight continues. What was it? It was enacted in 2011. The anti-union state law, championed by Republicans, sparked weeks of protest. They took over the Capitol and made Wisconsin the center of a national battle over union rights. That law, known as Act 10, effectively ended most public employees' ability to bargain for wage increases and other issues, forced them to pay more for health care and retirement benefits. Now, I was a victim of, I guess you can call it victim of Act 10, but I also was a recipient of Act 10, because one of the things it did, you can only, and I mean, I get it all right. You can only bargain for salary, and salary increases were capped. So you really couldn't, you could only get what you got. And you had to pay up to 5 or 7% of your healthcare benefits. One of the reasons why people hated this law is because police and fire were grandfathered in for 5 years. So for the first 5 years, nothing changed for law enforcement and fire service. And then after that, they had to pay into their own pension. I didn't have a problem with that. A lot of police departments, those first 5 years, paid that 7% that people were supposed to pay. So I didn't think that was fair. But it is what it is. We got to live by the law. And now we have a law that basically tells us that it's going to the Supreme Court, and I'm pretty sure the Supreme Court's going to overturn it, which means the unions are going to run amok and they're going to take over and all that. So we'll see. Getting back to the gubernatorial debate last night, I got to say it again in a word. boring.
Number 2.
So, if you missed it, this is from CBS 58. 5 Democratic candidates squared off, and it was the only gubernatorial debate. I think we need another one because that didn't do anything. Last night, the one and only gubernatorial debate was held here in Milwaukee. All 5 remaining Democratic candidates, might have been 4. Crowley left and came back. Other people dropped off. They squared off for the last time, but it really wasn't squaring off for the last time because it was the only time. Hosted by WISN 12 News. It's 2 weeks before the election, and well, I got to tell you, it just kind of moves me to talk about
quiet
that. Because at some point, well, unfortunately, I got to go to my number 1 story.
Number 1.
Because of all the debate and everything that's going on, WISN 12 has a story. Democratic State Representative Francesca Hong maintained her lead in the Democratic field for governor, according to the latest Marquette University Law School poll released today. The new poll shows Hong with support of 38% of Democratic voters, followed by former Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes with 16%. It was the first one since Crowley re-entered the race earlier this month. It found him at a whopping 7%. So there you have it. At some point, we kind of know who the Democratic nominee is going to be for governor, and we got to figure out what exactly we're going to do about it because I don't think she's going to win. Tom Tiffany, the Republicans are going to dump a boatload of money, and I think the Republican Party, the Republican National Committee, is running over with cash, and the Democratic Party is $2 million in debt. Had to get a mortgage on their building to pay their debts after the last fiasco with Kamala Harris. So we'll see how that goes, but I don't think it'll go well. I don't. I really don't think it'll go well. Well, I'm gonna hit it right now, and I'm gonna roll out because I just looked down and found out that my battery is telling me that if you don't roll out of here now, you're gonna literally shut down in the middle of the show. So you gotta go. What can I do? I'm gonna stay on the chat, and if you want to chop it up, feel free. Want to say thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. God bless. Take care. And I know I was a little early, but you know what she always tells me.
Be quiet.
And what was it Todd called me?
Chicken head.
Yeah, well, we'll deal with that later. I'll see you on tomorrow. Thanks for listening. Want to support, go to Dr. Ken Swag. Printify.me. Deuces.
Yeah.